Welcome in, everyone. I'm Renee, the visionary here at the Phoenix Uprising. In this video, you'll see intuitively chosen images, each attuned to the current energy and meant to spark your inner knowing. This is a collective reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest for others. These messages are offered for guidance and inspiration, not as a substitute for professional advice. Let's begin by clearing the space. You'll hear 3 chimes starting now. If you have a question for Source, offer it to the universe and be ready to receive with an open heart and mind. All right, let's begin. I'm seeing the penguin, the chimpanzee, and the jackal. What do we know about penguins? Well, unlike most birds that molt a few feathers at a time, they go through something called catastrophic molt, where they lose all of their feathers at once. They also fast during this time because when they lose all of their feathers, they can't go into the ocean without being protected. The chimpanzee, they have a high level of emotional intelligence. They have exceptional speed and strength. They also build nests every night. They're exceptional problem solvers. They also have long childhoods. The youngsters stay with their mothers for about 7 years. Jackals mate for life. Each jackal family has its own yipping sound that every member of the pack responds to. They can live solitary, in pairs, or in groups. Penguins also have a unique call, and they can be recognized by others in groups of thousands of individuals. The jackal and the penguin, I feel like there's something about a unique calling there. Perhaps you have a unique calling, something that will cause a stir and a few raised eyebrows. I'm hearing feeling used. You've been taken advantage of many times. You're a giver, and you've been a giver your entire life, often to those who did not reciprocate the energy that you were giving freely. I'm hearing follow your own path and moral compass. I feel like you do have a good sense of direction in the way that you need to go to be successful, but it's a unique calling. I feel like it's something very different than what your family would expect from you or what your community would expect from you. Perhaps it goes against long ingrained religious beliefs as well. I'm getting a vision of someone holding the sun in their own hands. And of course, the sun in tarot talks about success, the follow your own path to be successful. When you have a unique calling, that's often a lonely path because others around you don't understand it. I'm hearing take a little time to think and love yourself. You're moving into a time in your life where you really need to think about who is coming with you on this next part of your journey, because I feel like there may not be many. Unfortunately, at least not those that are truly close companions and confidants, right? King of Swords, Page of Cups, and the Moon. The King of Swords is decisive, intellectual, very logical and rational. It talks about mental clarity. The King of Swords is a skilled communicator. He makes rational decisions. The Page of Cups, that talks about exploring creative potential, expressing emotions, and embracing vulnerability, imagination, artistic endeavors. Those are opposing energies, right? Cups talk about emotion, swords talk about intellect. I feel like you're integrating the intellectual and emotional aspects of yourself, which equals a well-rounded individual. This would be a giving person who has boundaries and knows their worth. You're not interested in being used anymore. The moon talks about times of uncertainty and hidden truths, introspection and being aware of one's emotions, paying attention to your own intuition and dreams. It's also a call to acknowledge fears and insecurities, rather than being ruled by them. You're literally holding happiness within yourself with this holding the sun energy. Everything you need is within you. You just have to be courageous enough to allow your authentic self to be shown to the world. I feel like it's going to piss some people off, maybe people close to you as well. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it. With the penguin, the chimpanzee, and the jackal, all of these animals have the ability to recognize their own tribe members. I feel like this unique call on your life will also allow you to be seen and heard by those that are like-minded. When you step in your own power, you give yourself permission to be your authentic self, no matter who likes it. You will start attracting those that are supposed to be in your group. Particularly with the penguin, they can hear one another's calls, even amongst thousands of individuals. They know one another. I feel like that's significant. When I say you're calling, you know exactly what I'm talking about when I say that. And it's not just about your calling on your life, it's also about calling in and being heard by those that are meant for you. These individuals have no desire to take advantage of others or use others. Your energy will be reciprocated within this group. Jackals mate for life. It could be talking about a significant other, but it could also be talking about making friends for life. Deep connections I'm talking about, not just superficial acquaintances. The chimpanzee energy is mimicking this Page of Cups. Chimpanzees have high emotional intelligence. They know when members of their group are upset, and they know to comfort one another. I feel like this uncertainty and hidden truths, the hidden truths are not external from you. Those are inner truths. You know what you should be doing. There is a call to acknowledge fears and insecurities rather than being ruled by them. What are you afraid of? If you step into your authentic self, what are you afraid of? Rejection by those around you? Are these the same people that have been using you and taking advantage of you? You're worried about the rejection of those people? Is that rational with the King of Swords? Think about that rationally, right? Take a little time to think. Love yourself. Those that wish to take advantage of you feel some type of way when people start loving themselves, putting up boundaries. Not just putting up boundaries, but maintaining them. And as I've said on this channel before, the boundaries that you hold yourself accountable to are the most important ones, not the ones that you tell others to live by, right? It starts within. I feel like you're manifesting money right now. The more you step into your authentic self, the more abundance you're going to have. When you push away spiritual gifts, or you try to ignore them, or you don't let your light shine, right? Don't hide it under a bushel. You've heard that from the Bible, I'm sure. That's what that's talking about. That thing that the universe or God, source, has put on the inside of you, specifically, is meant for the world to see. That light is supposed to guide others, not only to you, but to themselves, so that they can find that light within themselves. When you reject spiritual gifts, what you're basically saying is that the universe has made a mistake in some way. I don't believe that Source makes mistakes. I'm sure a lot of people who have been called on to do great things have felt like there must be some mistake. It's definitely not me. I'm not your girl. I'm not your guy. Yeah, you are. Why? Because that is where the magic happens. That's the proof in the pudding, right? When you can take someone at their lowest and exalt them, that's a testimony, right? That's what having a testimony means. Those that do the greatest works are often not the ideal candidates at first glance. They're diamonds in the rough. How are diamonds made? Under pressure. How is gold made? It's melted down so that all the impurities are released. You're worthy. I'm seeing Queen Anne's lace. Now, this is not to be confused with poison hemlock. Those are two very different plants, even though they look similar. So, make sure that you have the right plant. How do you remember that? The queen has hairy legs. The stem on Queen Anne's lace has little hairs. That's how you can tell. One of the ways that you can tell the difference. The spiritual connotations for Queen Anne's lace, it strengthens the link between the root and crown chakras. It often helps those trying to connect to their intuition and subconscious mind. Spirit's telling me that you can place a piece of this under your pillow. Like I said before, make sure it's Queen Anne's lace and not poison hemlock. That would be two very different outcomes, okay? Place a piece under your pillow, and that will help you connect those two chakras, the root and the crown. We were talking about integrating two different aspects within yourself. I feel like that could help you. It could give you some clarity, is what I'm hearing, in meditation or in your sleep, right? In your dreams. I feel like you could find those hidden truths with this moon energy. We associate the moon with night and sleeping. I feel like there's something there for someone with that. A time frame for some forward movement. I'm hearing the fourth quarter, which is October through December. That will really depend on you deciding that you are going to be true to you. Love yourself. Take time to think about what's important to you. You have a unique calling. You have like-minded individuals waiting to connect with you. It's time to release the old and embrace the new. May you be highly favored and abundant in all good things. I'd like to leave you with today's food for thought quote. You would have not called to me unless I had been calling to you, said the lion. C.S. Lewis, The Silver Chair, Chronicles of Narnia. Stay true to yourself, trust the journey, and step boldly into your next chapter. Only up from here, and together we rise.